Hi, I'm Robin Forster with FeelSoAlive and with FeelSoAlive Informed. And I want to thank you for joining us either live or on the replay. And I'm going to be looking down at my notes because our guest speaker today, Kim, is going to be sharing some really fascinating tips with us. And I want to make sure that I don't forget any of them because it's really important. And my intention, or a little bit about me, is that I am a solo entrepreneur and I'm fascinated with health and with wellness, both yours, mine, and the planet's, and also aging gracefully. So that's kind of where this came from. I wanted to make sure that as entrepreneurs, we all had little bite-sized pieces of the information that we needed to know that we might not know that we need. So that's what this is all about. And don't forget to like our Facebook business page, which is Feel So Alive Marketing Group, because then you can watch these, and also our YouTube channel, which is Feel So Alive Marketing Group. And now I get to introduce Kim. So Kim, say hi.
Hi, everyone. Hi,
Excellent.
Robin.
And Kim, I'm going to read your bio really quick so that people
Okay.
will have a sense of what's going on and know a little bit more about you. You are a business coach and you work with small business owners to create clarity for their marketing, attract amazing clients, and don't we all want those, and to serve and establish solid productivity and operating systems for the health and wealth of their business as well as for themselves. So she is taking a holistic approach to helping her clients create a business and a life that they love. And doesn't that sound, that just sounds so awesome. I really like that.
Me
And
too.
especially, oh good. And well, especially during these COVIDian times when things are a little wonky.
Mm.
So I'm wondering if you could then tell us a little bit more, because the bio was short and sweet, which is good, but tell us a little bit more about yourself.
So I'm Kim Ravida, and my very first love in life was health and fitness. And I've spent 20 years in the health and fitness industry teaching group exercise classes, Pilates, yoga, uh, boot camps, one-on-ones. And one of the things that I found was, I don't want to say the missing link, but a missing link is that we all want to look good, all want to feel good, but we don't necessarily want to put the work into it. And when I say put the work into it, I don't necessarily mean lifting 100 pounds of weights or doing 500 lunges or squats or abs, right? Whenever I throw that one out, people are rolling their eyes. And so I started as a health and fitness coach, and I worked with a woman, and she had great success, and she was building her own business. And she said, Kim, I really like what you're doing with your business. Would you help me in that respect? So as a coach, I'm trained really to help just about anybody. I don't need to be an expert. I'm not a consultant. And I said yes, and that took off, and she began to build her business. And one of the things that came into play was she didn't want to put the work into certain areas. So it, kind of transformed into, okay, so what is the work? What are we talking about work? What does work mean? And when we think of work, we think of it being hard. And sometimes it is because we might not know how to do something, what to do. So we began to take things apart. And so how I help my clients is they have a destination, now they need a direction. Think about your GPS, right? If you're going somewhere, you plug in where you're going, it tells you how long it's going to take to get there, and it tells you probably how to get there. So they have the destination, they need direction. So what direction are they going to take first, second, third? So that's where the productivity comes in. The working with great clients are, you know who they are, you know what you want to do with them, you know how to attract them. And then branding is all about yourself and your business and how you can authentically be yourself and be your business in a very clear cut, easy to understand way so that clients will be attracted to you. And so that's how that all started. So I still build in a big portion of health and fitness into my private clients and my group programs because that is one of the key pieces. If we don't feel great, then everything else kind of falls at the wayside. So if we're feeling strong and solid and healthy, then there's not a lot of work we feel like we have to do because we're going to enjoy it. We're going to have energy. We're going to have the resources. We'll know where to find the resources. So that's where it all started and where it is.
Interesting. I didn't know, and that just makes perfect sense. I mean, what a positive thing that your client said, "I like your business and how you're running it. Help me with that." I mean, that to me is like the highest possible referral that
Mm-hmm.
anyone. I mean, that's a really
Yes.
really amazing compliment. Okay, so you've kind of talked about how you got drawn into this, which is awesome. Can you talk a little bit before we get into the tips and exercises about how it's benefited others? I mean, you gave us that one great example. Are there some other examples of people that you've worked with, or they just had like one meeting with you and you had a suggestion for them and it made a difference, or that kind of thing?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked that because I just recently, in the last week, I had a client in London who we just met for a laser coaching session, which is really 30 minutes. And she came with a particular instance that she wanted to work on. And that was for her to, she was doing craniosacral, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, training. And she needed to produce all of her paperwork and send it off to be certified, and she was dragging her feet. She had the hottest time doing so. And so we laid out a plan. So she knew her destination, and then we backtrack. So what's the first thing she needs to do, the second thing, the third thing, and so on. And each day she told me she would do it within 10 days. And each day she was going to spend X amount of time to do it. She sat down, she did her work. And at the end, she emailed me that she completed it. Now there was a caveat because I said to her, if you don't do it, there's got to be some kind of repercussion, or that might be too strong of a word, but some kind of result. And she said, okay. She said, I will donate now it's pounds, 500 pounds to my favorite charity if I don't do it. Then she so graciously, and I was so blown away by this, she said, but you know what? I feel like if I do it, I still want to make a donation. So she would donate 200 pounds, even, not doing it, but because she did it. And sure enough, that Monday she emailed me and said, it is complete and I just made my donation. So having the steps broken down easily, and plus she knew she could reach out to me if she needed help. So there was the support, there was the accountability. She learned though how to be self-reliant, resilient, and she got a whole lot of confidence from it. So that's really, I say I'm in the business of helping people be inspired, motivated, and confident.
Well, that story is just awesome. I
Isn't it?
love that. And then her response to saying, well, I'll send 200 pounds, but the punitive thing will be 500 pounds, but it's still going to a good place. So, yeah, that's just neat. And I like what you're talking about in terms of the destination and
Mm-hmm.
then what is the direction and breaking that down into the steps. To my mind, it just makes it so clear. It's like, oh, well, yeah, if I want to be here, then I'm going to have to do this first. And
Correct.
so, yeah, that's fun. Okay, so I mean, you've shared with us some goodies. We have a little bit of time left, so can you share some gifts or exercises or tips to help other business owners?
Oh, of course, I would love to. So one of the things that I teach, well, I practice myself, but I also teach my clients and pretty much anybody who will listen. So you get to be benefit of that, is to take a breath or a pause and be in your now. Because a lot of times we're here, there, and everywhere. We're worried about things. Robin and I have had a conversation about masks and, like, where's my mask? Do I have my mask? Do I need to wear my mask? Oh, do I have the right mask? Well, I don't want that mask. Oh, this mask. Now we have multiple masks. That's another side story. But so we're kind of here, there, we're not where we really are, or maybe where we need to be. So I always like to have my clients practice before they go when they get into their office, to not just dive in, and this can be used in any way, any place, any shape, any form, wherever you happen to be, is to just take a pause, but not just pause. I like my clients to put their feet firmly on the floor, and you can do this too right now if you'd like. So the feet are firmly on the floor, or you could stand hip distance apart. If you're sitting, you're feeling the weight of your body on your chair, and take your hands and just place them on your thighs. Draw the shoulders back and just lift the chest a little bit, chin down and reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. And I'm just going to look down. So you're going to close your eyes or look down and just take a nice long inhale, draw it in through the nose as deep as you possibly can. It'll be different for everyone. And then hold, and then just let the air out through the mouth in a big and out as long as you possibly can. You're going to be able to exhale longer than you think. And then you can open your eyes. And when you open the eyes, you're going to say, I am here now. And that brings you right into your present. So if you have kids that are coming into your office, or you have dogs, as is my case, and something's pulling you off course, or you're stressing out, or you're feeling like, ugh, just take that breath. It takes practically no time, and you can do it anyway. You don't have to sit, you don't have to stand, you can just breathe. Which is the beauty of us, right? We breathe no matter what. We don't always focus on it. And then look at your to-do list. Hopefully you've made a to-do list. If you haven't, that's another tip I would highly recommend. Either the night before or first thing in the morning, you're going to look at that list. And now you're going to be present. And you're going to be able to take the first thing on the list, or your most important thing. There's a whole other side of prioritization. I could talk about a long time about that. Robin knows that. But you're going to look at the priorities and see, okay, what to do first. And then, of course, sometimes the days go sideways. So that is a whole nother story, right?
That was great, because I was just thinking about, for some people, their office is the couch with their laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And the breathing can still be done, or
Totally.
before they have to make a call that's not going to be fun, they think, because who
Oh,
knows,
yes.
really, what's going to happen. But Kim, that was great. And I'm watching the clock because I know that you have another commitment and we're kind of at time. So I'm going to have to end this, but we're going to have you back again to talk about more productivity.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd love that. Thank you, Robin. This was wonderful.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, thanks.